So, how did I go from having a burned down garage to this? How long did it take? Almost 2 months. But a lot of dedication, a lot of time from the people that worked on it. So anyways, here it is, a time lapse of it being, well, at least Bill, I didn't get a time lapse of it being destroyed or taken down. But either way, here we go. Okay, so what's been going on? Well, if you've been watching my Instagram, I've been uploading to YouTube somewhat. We are fully in the garage. Now, there's some stuff I still got to do, insulate the roof, get the mini split installed, but it is official, all paid off, everything like that. So let's go ahead, let's walk through some of the stuff, some of the projects I've gotten, and future projects and everything. We're going to have a full introduction on what chainsaws I got. You know, we're just going to do that. No, we'll do that in a different video, but we'll show off some stuff. Maybe I'll do this video. I don't know. So, okay, here we go. Let's start off with what we've got going here. So, the Yamaha, it's in its parking spot, it needs to be a little more forward. It runs, it drives, needs fork seals. I'm taking off this ugly ass fairing on it and doing a couple other things, putting the other pipes on it, put fork controls on at some point. That we're gonna have videos on, but this is a direct replacement, same model as what I lost in the fire. A 1982 Yamaha XJ1100J. My dad gave me his, it was a solo seat, you guys have probably seen it in the videos. It was blue, I loved the hell out of that bike, comfortable, gobs of power, 95 horsepower engines in these for that time. That was absolutely amazing. We're continuing on this video series here. I was about to start it. I said, hell with it. Let's get this garage video wrapped up here. So it has a Fraser tiller. If you didn't see that videos and stuff, check that out. Full electrical, which that was Goober Electric. According to one guy who has a hate for me for some reason, said the Goober Electric is the reason why it burned down the last one. That is incorrect. That was because of a mouse. According to what they found, a mouse chewing through a 120 volt. But they couldn't rule out my new Insignia TV I had put in 3 weeks earlier where everything happened. But that's what they ruled it as. It was pretty much, it was a mouse. But all the wiring was up to code, everything. So that was not it. You know who you are. You're probably going to watch this. John. There, I said your name. Hate me anyways. So, I'm not a hateful person, but, you know, I'm going to tell the truth of what the fire investigation said. So, we've got 120, double gang down there. Behind the new Milwaukee toolbox, there's a 120, which it's got in here. I need to actually charge this battery. I was going to get the Harbor Freight. They didn't have any in stock around me. Nowhere whatsoever of the top and bottoms. Husky was doing that. I pulled out the first drawer on it, and the whole thing was flimsy and pretty much felt like it wanted to fall on me. So, it was at Home Depot. My brother has one of these. I looked over this for quite a while, and to be honest, it was the middle price between the Husky and the Harbor Freight setup I was going to get. So, guess what? It wins. We've got all the chainsaws. Here's the BP one that survived the fire. It needs cleaned up. As you can see the paint there. I clean it up. It'll be right back and whatnot. We'll just do the videos. We'll do our thanks here. So that's the Survivor. We've got a Pro Mac. No, not even Pro Mac, just a 1010. My wife got me for my birthday a couple weeks after for $30, I think it was, at a flea market down the road from me. So we got to get that one running. As you can tell, somebody, I don't know what they were doing with it. We also have a Pro Mac 555 I bought because I lost mine in the fire. I love that saw deeply. And as a good firewood saw, I'm gonna have that one to where it's going to be part of my four-wheeler, if you will. I'm gonna get the ladder here so I can get an appropriate height for you guys on stuff. And we're on some also Amazon shelves that I got, metal ones. Awesome. These things are sturdy. I mean, these things are built really nice. So that's my, 8-foot lights. 80 watts each. Absolutely fills this place with light. And I can adjust them down, but I love this. So here's where Max the Mac Man, your donation, super thank you to begin with. So we're getting to the donated saws. We've got the Pro Max 700, which I was at Hopperstock 2023. She's pretty rough. That does not run. Pro Mac 1010 donated by him also. A little squirt down the fuel. That one's a runner. Super Pro 81E. That one he got off eBay, never messed with, shot a fuel down it. That thing is ready to run. I don't know about the carburetor, we'll get to that. These I bought from Ryan Zoop. Super thank you for the good pricing on them. We'll see if we can get them running. We've got a CP70 and a CP55. Anti-vibration. Very, very excited about those ones to get running. And I don't think they had spark, at least this one did. And that one, the 70, I can't confirm anything yet. Both got compression. Well, put my finger on that one, it had something. We'll see. McCulloch MC101B. Everybody knows these engines. So that one I got off of eBay. MC20, it has a scored cylinder. I'm currently sourcing a piston off of a guy. He's checking if he has rings. It does have a score on the bore, but last one I had that was stock bore, which I don't know if this one is. It only needed like a 28 over piston. So I'm trying to get the 40 off of him and see what I can do about that and everything. We've got the next 101B, BP1, my bad, not 101B, BP1. Yes, I have two of them now. Does this one run? No. I got the compression back on that, but we're going to have its own little story. But that was stored probably since the late 60s from everything I see. And the rings popped back out on it after some heating and stuff and whatnot. And so that's good. It has a brand new spark plug, so it lost spark from what it looks like, and it was hung up. Next one I bought was a 510G because I lost my 210G in the fire. And that one right there was the right price off of eBay, so I snagged it. The next one was my beloved 185. That was probably my favorite gear drive, and it's still sitting outside in the gearbox on that. We're going to be doing some projects on that. We're going to save the gearbox on it. I love that saw. That was one of my favorite ones to rebuild. I got that one off of eBay. And then the 895. This is the one I post up on Instagram and on Facebook asking people, and even YouTube, what would you motor swap it with? It has a tight engine. I don't even think I want to attempt to untighten it. So it looks ratty, it looks ugly. Guess what looks the part? That's right. The goal is to put that into that. A lot of people said they put a 90 series inside of it to keep it at the 100cc. Why not a 101B? Because I look up online and I only find one video of a 101B put into one of these. And I figured, you know what? Why not do it? That'll bolt right onto that. and it should be good. The 101B has compression. I don't know if it has spark yet. We're going to get to that. But looks like it was just strictly used as a go-kart engine, everything. Supposedly it's bored 40 over. But ports, everything looked good. Somebody tried to tickle them a little, but nothing that looks extreme or anything that's going to affect it. So we're going to get to that and put it in that. That's what we're going to do. We've got a Samsung TV, a brand name this time. Yep, I'm a YouTube. There it is, my YouTube stuff. So we've got that in here for man cave stuff. We've got rope lights, green ones all the way around for accent, for whatever. I got to go get the other saws out of storage. We've got a DeWalt 60-gallon tank air compressor here. 220, the first of the 220s here of stuff. So the break-in procedure's already been done to it. I got to get all the air fixings, hookups, stuff like that I want to put to make the air clean coming out of it and everything and stuff. We're going to have ample air to run stuff. I'm not going to say it's the quietest, but it's quieter than that Harbor Freight one I had and everything. So it was a big motivation to have this done. And we'll get to how much power is going in here in a moment. Another shelf. And the loved supercharged chainsaw. Dirty, but everything still turns. Everything is still there. It was on the other side of the motorcycle, so it survived. It was on the floor with the BP1 next to the motorcycle, and the motorcycle shielded it from getting extensive any kind of real damage. It's just soot from the foam. That's what all the black stuff is on it, is the soot from the foam that was burning from the insulation. So it survived. We will be continuing that. I got to get the saws out of storage as soon as my other shelves. I'm getting the same ones, and they're going to be arriving in the mail here in the next few days, so probably next weekend. Next is going to be the welding station. We have a dedicated welding table here. This is a Wilton vise and everything like that. I figured, what the hell, we'll do that. But it ain't going to stay here. It's going to sit on the workbench, which is also on the way. It should be to me tomorrow. We've got everything there. We've got this is a dryer one, but I got to swap it still. This is a 60 amp breaker on this one. The wiring is completely overkill for every bit of this put into here. So the welding station is going to be right here as soon as I get the wood and everything. I'm going to put my stereo in today, get to doing that. But get the tiller here also hopefully going. We'll see. And we're going to have the welding station right here. A drill press somewhere. I'm going to put a stand-up one. Welding station, Wilton vise. It's going to be awesome, awesome stuff here. There's an outlet down underneath the window. So that's what the contractor said. He's like, nope, we're going to put one down there too. Okay. We've got the other outlet over here, which has got the Wi-Fi extender on it. So the TV can reach, and out here I have full-blown awesome internet to be able to now hopefully do some live videos with you guys. So inside here, 100 amp service out in the garage. If you really wanted to, you can charge an EV off of this. I could have it put in if I ever got an EV for some reason, But 100 amp service in here, fueling everything I want. And I'm never even going to touch 100 amps of going in this place. Got a tiny garage door opener, which it does the job. Ceiling fan, I got to mount up here. I got to get one, go shopping, find one that's close so it doesn't get in the way of the TV. And then somewhere over here, I'm going to put it to where a winch and I can hang a dead deer for deer season, because the garage burned down right in deer season. And I'll tell you now, that was depressing. Just like that ended my hunt, that ended the season, everything. It was devastating. So, but we got the light switch, ambience, which those turn any color you really want. So, and then the other one is for ceiling fan, turn on and off, which we're keeping it off for now. I specifically requested this type of garage door spring. I don't know what kind it is. I'm pretty sure somebody knows, but I wanted that versus those gaudy ass springs that head across. I also requested the scissor truss, so the ceiling is up higher, so I can have a TV up higher there, and just like the last garage, which this one's a little higher at the peak, but I wanted that head space. I wanted to feel more open in here, but it's the same 16 by 22 garage. Yeah, that table, that door over there, I don't know if the contractor's getting or what's going on. I've got to message him on that one. But we're going to have them reside our house next to the same color as the outside, which I don't know what the color on the outside is actually called. So we'll head outside now. So got a security camera, lights, everything out here. We decided we wanted gray, so we went with the gray. This is where the mini split's going to be going, over here. Outside outlet, because I am going to go, because I figured while we're doing this, might as well put one. I figured I'm going to get and I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm still going to use it, my stick burner over there for splitting wood and stuff, but get a pellet, which is going to sit inside when not in use, but a pellet stove or whatnot, not stove, grill and smoker. I figured why not? Let's give it a try. We've got full 6-inch gutters, both sides leading down, which I need to get drain pipes and stuff put in. I like how it almost matches the shed there. It's nice. So all the electrical ran, you name it, whatnot. And of course, the ugly yellow of that house, which I can't wait for it gone. The tree is gone. I got rid of that. Bicycles are in there now. I've got a yard that absolutely needs tilled, cleaned up, and everything. So we've got a lot to do. I'd still rather have my old garage back in a heartbeat, because everything I planned, the insulating of the walls, the updating of the electrical, everything was planned for this year to do that. That was the whole entire plan, everything. Reconsolidate, refigure, reshelf, you name it. The loft, in the old one, I was actually going to get rid of it because it became a catch-all. And that's what I hate the most, is the surface becoming a catch-all where I didn't even know what stuff was up there anymore. And I'm like, nope, this has got to change. We got to get rid of this. It's just, I thought it was going to be something to store saws and I was going to get up there often. The reality is no. So that's why I'm going full shelves all the way around to stack all the saws on. And like I said, those are on the way. I want to get those out of storage as soon as possible. I got to ask him what the hell he's doing with this door right here, because I want it gone, because I have my Pooch motorcycle that was burned up in the fire still there. All the wiring's fried on it, so I don't know what I'm really going to do with it. Kind of on the fence. Because I got an Indian motorcycle, dirt bike, and I really want to get it running, make it priority. So the Pooch I may just put up for sale, or somebody like come get it or whatever, you know. At this point, it's kind of hard to, I don't know. It was a good runner and stuff like that, but the dirt bike would be more of a use. But overall, I mean, what do you all think? This trash I got to get rid of. I'm going to be breaking down boxes here soon, putting it outside, and having just a mini split to declutter some stuff. But my leaf blower, it still works, believe it or not. I've used it. I hate to get rid of it. That's one hell of a leaf blower, and I'm probably going to get a new one here really soon. I really loved that, but that's what's going on. That's what's been happening. That's the updates on the saws, garage, everything. As things get added, you will see it. I will let you know in future videos. But we've got a lot to do, a lot of fun to have. Back to wrenching. I have more tools ordered. This is my to go into town stuff. If somebody calls me, needs help, this is going to be loaded in the truck, gone. That's what that is. I got a whole nother set on the way, a 450-piece set to fill this Milwaukee toolbox up. And everything. So got all the stuff I've collected that I've needed as projects have persisted and everything. I really like this. Oh no, a DeWalt. Drill bits are disposable to me. I'm not going to buy, Milwaukee drill bits. That'd be dumb of me. So, but heat gun, drill, mini impact. I got to say I was going to be getting rid of my other set too. The batteries are starting to go on them. They were kind of losing after like 8-9 years. They were starting to really die off. Palm sander, which I used for all the walls, and then angle grinder, which is nice. But we've got a triple gang on its own breaker here, 20 amp breaker. So that'll be above the workbench, which will be right here. So the tools will still be to my left. But overall, I'm really happy, really excited. Maybe a drill press right here, so we're not too far away. It was done on purpose by me to work in the back of the shop so that I did not do the number one thing I did last time and just start working up at the front and all the shit can clutter up to me. That's done. We're going to keep this open space as much as humanly possible. I do not want any storage stuff like shelves and stuff to be on the ground up. I want everything above my head so I don't trip over anything. I will be limiting my saw collection to more rare, harder to find ones. The ones I still currently have, I will be keeping all of those and everything, getting them cleaned up, put up and whatnot. Buck and stock is coming up. I do have a special saw back on the way from me to me, and more on that one a little bit later. You're going to be amazed at the transformation. I'm going to be turning around and shipping out another saw right to him for buck and stock and everything. So I'm hoping to have the supercharged chainsaw running by then. If not, I will still bring it, still be a showstopper, hopefully. You know, I've got to get that 101B put into that gear drive, you know, stuff like that. And definitely bring the BP ones. Try to get both of them there, because that right there, I want to put that in everybody's hands that is going to be there, that wants to cut with one, handle one, get a picture of it, whatever with them on it. I want you to touch these saws. This is why I've got them, so you guys can use them. You guys can also touch them and whatnot while I'm there. You just get to see the American history of these. So hopefully we can get these running, bring some there. If you got any saw donations, I am taking them. Let me know in the comments. You can find me in Modified Saws on Facebook, McCulloch Chainsaws North America on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. I have my Instagram link in my YouTube community section or whatever it is. You can message me there too. So super thankful for all of you who have helped, supported, and whatnot through this stage. Friends, family, co-workers, it means the absolute world to me on that. So super, super thank you to all who have been there in support and whatnot. But we've got to get back to full-time swing on this garage, finishing it, getting projects. We've got a hell of a lot of catching up to do on this channel. We were at the peak of everything happening according to analytics when that fire happened. And I hope it never happens to any of you. And if it has happened to you before, I hope it never happens again. It absolutely sucks to rebuild. It sucks to get insurance money to rebuild your life. You get a check and it's like, yay, but it's like you spent years collecting your life, doing everything, and then that happens. It's like, this sucks. So, is what it is, right? Right. So, all right, let you all go here. We're going to get full swing back into it. Hopefully every weekend we can continue getting videos. The weather's getting nice. Like I say, I got to get the AC done on this. Even if I have to call up a company, ask them around, hey, what's it install this? The electrical's there. Plumb this bad boy up, be ready, and whatnot. So, all right, I'm yammering. I got stuff to do. Get this Fraser tiller going. Hopefully it'll be on a video here really, really soon. Get all compiled up for you guys, and we'll have a 1946 thing running and screaming out the neighborhood. I have plans for a custom exhaust on that in maybe another year, you know. Could you imagine a tune pipe on this thing turned sideways? So coming out, it's gonna be great. I plan on getting a MIG TIG welder too, combination, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So, all right, until then, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, leave me a comment. I hope this finalizes this, and like I said, we will continue on full time trying to get this YouTube channel. It is a hobby. Remember that. I don't want to make this a full-time job, not an obligation. But yeah, you know, I got cold beer. Want to come over? You know me. Let me know. Cold beer, sit and chill, talk. Got a motorcycle? I love talking about them, wrenching on them. Your cars? I like wrenching on cars. I don't wrench on my own anymore. So, all right, I'm yammering. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody.